First question, what year did y'all get married?
1956.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, it definitely was 56.
Mm-hmm.
So how long does that make y'all married?
How long would that make us be married?
Mm-hmm.
63 years.
Hello, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. Even though this is how I'm going to be looking on Valentine's Day, I wanted to make a video about love. So what I'm doing is interviewing the oldest married couple that I know and the youngest married couple that I know, and basically getting their input. So if you're single, married, dating, whatever, I think you should watch this video if you would like to be married. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
I think at that time, my age and everything, I would say she was different from the rest of the girls. And I can't really just answer you like it really was. She was different from the other girls. I better leave that alone.
And he was really different from the other guys. And I didn't immediately know that he was really meant for me, but about a year after we met, I knew then that he was the really guy for me. He wasn't after what mostly the guys was after in their girls, in the girlfriends. I think all he was really wanting me. And he was just putting forth that special effort to get me, to hold on to me.
Now, the best I can remember as a young man, she was so different from the rest of the girls. That's what encouraged me. I felt like this girl here, according to what I was understanding about her, she would make a good wife. Even at that age, that's how I was looking at it. She was just so different. She was a church girl, and I couldn't, back in then, we didn't have one place to go to the cafe where they dance, or maybe it was one other place, to the Dairy Queen. You know, that's where the nice people would go. And the rest of them, you name it, they may go. But see, she didn't do that. I had to go to church with her. If I didn't go to church with her, I could rest for sure she wasn't going to the Dairy Queen with me, you know. And then all I was gonna be able to get was some ice cream, if you can understand that, from the Dairy Queen.
I think when I knew like we would be married or she was the one, which I don't think it's ever 100% like she's the one 100%, like, you know, maybe, but for me, maybe it wasn't, you know, like that. But I had got knee surgery one time. I tore up my knee, and like I couldn't go to work, you know, for a while. And you came through, you was cooking, cleaning, helping me, like getting, you know, because when you get knee surgery, like ACL and all the other stuff, all the other CLs, like those drugs is hard, you know, especially when you're alone. I'm just being honest. And you really can't do it alone. Like if you do, shout out, you a beast. Cause you know you gotta eat, you can't walk on it. So you came through, like checked on me all the time, and I just remember thinking like, dang, this is cold. Like I need this in a wife. So, and you know you were always busy in college, involved in a lot of different things, and that was important to me because you know I like to be involved in doing different things like that. So I was like, man, I think she can get the job done. I think she got an A+, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna sign her up.
We dated other people in college. We always knew each other. We're always friends, and we always had like those outside people that were like, "What are y'all doing? Like, y'all should date. Y'all need to get married. Like, what are y'all doing?" You know. So we always had that. But even in those moments, I wasn't really sure that we would ever end up together, let alone get married. But I do remember being in DBU's parking lot, and we have like this little courtyard that's right in between like all the different buildings. And I drove up from my apartment to class because I lived in a super far apartment. But I saw we wasn't supposed to do that. That's why he left. But I saw him like walking in the courtyard, and something was just like, "That's your husband." And I was like, "But we don't like each other like that." But it was like, I mean, like I can hear you talking right now. It was so audible and it was so clear. And I'd always like liked you and had a crush on you, but we just weren't meshing at like that at the time. But once he truly started to pursue me, I was sold. I was like, all right, this is it. You were the only one that I brought home, like the only one I'd introduced my parents to. So I was like, once he truly started to pursue me in that way, I was sold.
I think you should just do you. Like, you don't need to really be like trying to date. You know, you're not really, specifically if you're in college, like you need to be going to class, like finding out what you want to do, trying to get internships, taking people out to lunch, stuff like that, like stuff for college, like college life. You don't need to be trying to like date the next guy or the next girl or find out who you gonna marry. Like, you 20-something years old. Like, take a trip and like see something new, like learn something new. Figure out what you want to do as a, you know, for your career. Figure yourself out, really. Find out what you like, and then you'll find that person. But I think what people get it mixed up is they're trying to find the person first and then find all these other things. But I mean, you gotta grow up first. You gotta find out who you are first.
Yep, I agree. Now, we did date in college, but we didn't date each other until our senior year, like the very end of our senior year, really. But so to be fair to people who are like in college or in their 20s, like I definitely understand, like you want that companionship and like you want to date and have a good time. But like you said, one, like make sure you're good first before you try to put yourself in a relationship with somebody. But then two, I think it's fine to date for fun as long as, again, the expectation is that like, hey, I'm not trying to marry you for real. I just want to like hang out, get to know you.
Then you need friends.
Then you're right. That's a friend. But I think there is a difference between dating for fun and dating for marriage. And dating for fun, to me, is like how you figure out who you want and the type of relationship you like and what you like in a person and that kind of thing. I have mixed feelings about it. One, because I mean, I guess it depends on the purpose of the situationship. Like if y'all both have the same say hey. Sorry. If y'all are both on the same page, as in like, hey, we're just kicking it, we're just hanging out, there's no purpose behind this, you know, we're just friends having a good time, then okay. But usually I feel like feelings get involved and then it can get really like weird or toxic, and I'm just not a personal fan of a situationship. Like either be my friend or like we're in a relationship. If you're trying to get the same benefits of being in a relationship, like call it what it is. If you don't want to be committed, then say, I don't want to be committed to you, and then we're just kicking it, you know, or we're just friends, you know, like cut out that middle line, because that just causes so much confusion. But that's just me.
It's either y'all gonna be together or not.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of the times it's kind of like girls or women are much more prepared or seem to be for the relationship, and guys are kind of just like, we don't know what we want.
Right.
But at the same time, I think, you know, women have to understand, like, you can't make a guy act a certain way, be a certain person. So you already know the situation. You already know that y'all probably just kicking it or whatever. So don't be surprised Like whenever you're ready to bump it up a notch, and the guy's like, nah,
Yeah.
because like you already showed him like, oh yeah, she's just down to have fun, down to kick it. So they'll try to flip the switch and then be surprised, like, oh man, what's wrong with?
Yeah.
So just call it what it is, you know. Just communicate up front.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say that now that falling out of love, that's out of the question. Do something that you regret, say something that you regret. That's would be involved in it, I would think. But see, once you get in love, to me, you don't fall out. But you may do something that you don't have no business doing to make you regret, have some regrets for days that you did whatever. But I think that's in life.
Now, one of the things that I would like to say, once we fell in love, I don't think we ever fell out of love. But there was a time that he was more or less like some of the other guys. He wanted from his girlfriend what the other guys was getting from him, and I wouldn't do it. He couldn't get from me what the other guys were getting from their girlfriend, so he really quit me. He quit me from Sunday to the next Friday, and I really didn't know he was coming back. But he told me, "Well, I'm through, no more." But that was on a Sunday when he told me that, and then that Friday, I looked up and saw him, and he was back down there to see me, and he took everything back that he had said. And from that on, we were never separated again. We never quit again. That was the only time during our courtship.
I was threatening her.
He was threatening me because he thought that threat was going to make me give in, but I could not give in because I actually felt like I had too much to lose if I did. And I couldn't do it.
Putting God first in your life. That's my answer. You want to add anything to it?
Now that's the main thing, putting God first and believing in one another.
Always be willing to talk things out. If one or the other disagree, come together. This is one of the things my wife said real often. Don't go to bed until you get it thrashed out.
Just so much in every area, like patience.
Why they gotta be the first one?
It just is. Because when you single, that's real.
Okay.
Like when you single, all your time is yours. Like you're on your schedule. You know, it just is what it is. But when you get married, it's like, dang, we're always together. Like, but I'm sleepy. Like I just need time. It's like, nope. Like figure it out. But as a couple, the first like few years are tough. It just is what it is. You know, you're trying to adapt to somebody else. You guys grew up different.
Yeah.
You know, you might have the same values, but I don't even know two siblings that are just like this, like in every way.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody has their sense of thinking and their mindset. But I think it's important to, and as like a male, like you're not gonna win all the arguments. Let me just put that out there. Like even though you might be right.
No, you're not.
You might be right.
You're not right.
But
You're not
you
right.
can't, like pride, you have to put it in the backseat.
I think personally, I've grown way more confident. Just he's very good at being like, T, no, like, go tell him this. Or like, go, like he's affirmed me in a lot of different ways where I feel like not as confident. So now I definitely feel a little bit more outgoing than I was because which I'm grateful for now. But when we first got married, he would be like, hey, let's go hang out with this couple or let's go hang out with this person or whatever. And I'd be like, I don't know them. Like, I don't want to go.
All we know is their name.
Like, I don't know.
That's why we're going to hang out.
But he helped me. Hi, Ryan. he helped me become like way more confident in who I am and what I have to offer. Couple wise, definitely we've grown in communication and just like a general understanding of what the other one needs. Like he said, when he first would come home when we got married, I was like all over him because I was teaching at that point and we got married in the summertime. So I was literally like at home a lot, literally waiting on him to come home. I had to learn, like, you know, he's been at work all day. You know, give him some time to decompress and like have a minute to himself. So just like taking a minute to understand, like, he might need this in this situation. So you take a step back, not be as selfish about, you know, what you want or need, but pay attention more so to what could be helpful to him. And then in the long run, helpful to both of y'all. Because if, you know, the other one is happy, then y'all gonna be happy.
I don't think that it's just my personal thinking. If you're dating a young lady, I think you should be willing to be the man when you go out, when you come back in or whatever, be the man. And if you are not up to being the man, you need to leave the lady alone. That's how I feel about it. As far as the woman buying the drinks and he buy the steaks, no. If you taking her out, you taking her out. And I don't think she ought to just try to be extreme in the spending thing, but still she need to get what she wants. And if you're not gonna get what you want, you're not gonna enjoy the outing, you're not gonna enjoy your marriage.
Well, I would say just about the same thing. I do feel that if you're going on a date, the man should do the spending part, but the woman should not go to extreme when she discovered that he's going to be the one to pay for the food or the drinks or whatever. In other words, if she had made up her mind that she was going to eat chicken, and then she found out that he's going to be the one to pay for it, and she changed her mind to steak, then I think that would be that would be sort of off. But I really think that he is the one to foot the bill, but she does not need to go to extreme to make it be more.
Well, my opinions on that is, first of all, that young lady got to decide that she not gonna fall for just anything come along. And what happened to me, my wife proved to me that we would be getting married before I'd be getting all of the other that I was hoping I would get.
Mm-hmm.
But she had to prove it, because I think even men today, I think they'll try it. And if he wants you to be his wife, I think he'll wait on it. I don't know if I'm answering your question.
Yep, and he did. He would take him. We would go out, and he would always take care of the bill. But he knew that. I mean, I was there. I think I was a loving person. I was very loving to him, but with the exception of going any further. No cookie.
Got everything but that.
Yeah, I couldn't go that far. And he finally decided that he knew where I stood on that, and that was it.
Have mercy, Lord.